I am your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. You should have known by now that this channel is a serious-minded channel. It's a channel for serious-minded people. And I'm so glad because of the phone calls I received from all over the world of how their people's lives are being transformed by this channel. How people are motivated, re-educated, reorganized, and all that. You will have noticed that I don't scream, share, subscribe. Now you sabi, it is intentional that we reprogram people's minds. I did a video yesterday about the tapes from Equatorial Guinea. I've also been talking about the way church members are being manipulated by pastors, how politicians are misbehaving in our country. And you see, you need to know the theology of a disease so that you don't only treat symptoms and leave the main cause of the disease. I told you that I had a woman whose family was always coming for treatment in my hospital. And until I went to visit them, I saw that they lived near a gutter. A gutter was running just beside the front of their sitting room. And I told them to move to another accommodation. And they moved. And the illnesses stopped. So the illnesses were as a result of a dirty environment. Why are we seeing so much wickedness and evil in this dispensation? I used to sometimes imagine that it is because of social media and the globalization that has made the world a global street. So when something happens there, you can easily hear it here, just like as you're hearing the noise of somebody knocking something. I don't know where he's knocking, but because we're in the same street, his noise is entering my recording. That is how the world has become. Let me quickly read from 2 Timothy chapter 3 from verse 1. In some Bibles, it says, mark this. That is, it is easy for you to miss it. It is very easy for you to ignore it. It might just be elusive. It says, in this Bible, say, this know also, that is, among everything you know this, that in the last days, perilous times shall come. Some Bible says, hard times. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, self-love, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, inconsistent, fierce, despisers of those who are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, religious, pious, humble, but denying the power thereof. From such, turn away. The Bible says you should not have anything to do with such people. Let me read from another version and take these things one by one. Number one, the Bible says terrible times. In several parts of the world, and these are signs of the last days, but it is not to create a panic or an urgency, because it started from the time of Timothy. Now let me explain this to you. If you plot a graph of the glory of God in the vertical axis, and then with time, you will see that when Adam sinned, the glory of God fell. and all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. So man, his duration on earth started reducing with time. There were some little bumps like Methuselah, but people started dying early. Death was not the nature of God in man. Man was radiant. Mosquitoes couldn't have gone near him. Sicknesses couldn't have gone near Adam and Eve. But when they fell, the glory started decreasing. If you plot the glory against time, you will find out that it is like the demand curve. It is a slopy curve. So with time, the lifespan of man was decreasing. As the glory of God was decreasing in man, the frequency and the rate of miraculous intervention of divinity in the affairs of humanity started decreasing with time. If you have been in the church for long, you will discover that the intensity of God's presence and glory has been decreasing with time. So it's like the demand curve. Then if you plot the activities of the devil against time, you will see that it is like the supply curve, gradual increase with time. So with time, we are going to see more of these activities. We're just living in an era. The title of this message, it is dangerous to fall in love now. It is dangerous to love at your own risk. Remember I did the video of the tapes from Equatorial Guinea. Why do you think married people were doing those things and video recording them? You will see. Number one, the times we live in, difficult times, economically difficult times all over the world. Wars, rumors of wars, like as the Bible said. Now we can see them. They can tell you they want to strike this building, and you will see a whole building sink. The videos of the assassinations of people, videos of attack of the Jewish settlements, videos of execution on TV and all that are seen. All kinds of violence or violence is being perpetuated and recorded and shared. So, terrible times. Now, the greatest problem in this world as at now is self-love, love of self. That's why selfie came. That's why BBL came. That's why you see people, you see people are so concerned about themselves, about their looks, about what their health, about their shapes, about their finances. They are priorities. Not that you shouldn't be concerned, but that is their major priority. You can be dancing with somebody, you can be in church with somebody, you can be in fellowship with somebody, you can be in marriage with somebody, you can be in love with somebody, you can be doing business with somebody. The primary interest of that person is his or herself. So somebody can be knocking on and video recording. His primary interest is himself. The person knocking with him, also video recording. The primary interest is herself. Not her husband, not her children, not national image, not gender image. Self-love. You see, that's why they are not satisfied with this body the way it is. So that's why the tattoos, the pins, the attachment, the overhair, the pinning, the bleaching, self-love. You are so much engrossed with self. The next thing is that lovers of money. Upon all the criticisms about pastors extorting money from people, there are some particular ones. It's as if the juju entered their head. It's as if they are poisoned with it. It's as if they are crazy. I was discussing with a mental health practitioner in America, and he was telling me how engrossed African preachers, white preachers, all preachers from all denominations are engrossed in this pursuit of money. And you can see it. They don't have shame any longer. They don't have a conscience. Their conscience has been seared with red hot iron because of the love for filthy lucre. They will say all kinds of things, do all kinds of things just to grab money from people. Let me tell you, I know they will come after me. This December period, all the prayer meetings you are going to attend in January, they are not tailored towards praying for the year or anything concerning you. As you come to church every day, the chances of the increased offering increases. That is the formula. I know it. I've been in the system, though I didn't run a church. All those you are being given a palliative. You are being given a drug. You are being given a hallucinatory drug. Prophesy the year. Say this. It shall be this. Go and check the history of that church after then. People will still die. People will still have accidents. Disaster will happen. Some of the pastors might die. Their wives might die. Their children will die. The nation will be going down. So it's not no. Wealth, society, health, different things in life are governed by principles. Once you know the principles, then you will get the results. It's called the law of cause and effect. The miraculous takes place when you are totally helpless and confused, when it is not your responsibility. Then God will come and help you. So the next thing is that they are boastful. Boastful. The boastfulness is not necessarily only what you say with your mouth, but what you do, how you carry yourself. Boastful. Say outlandish things using the name of God. Say outlandish things against people. I will make you disappear. The human being is like methylated spirit. I saw one that carried the principal or vice principal in the trunk of his car because the phone of the child was seized. Carried the vice principal, put in the trunk of his car, locked it, drove away, saying, nothing can happen. Call whoever you want to call. A few months later, he came with a neck collar on a stretcher to a tribunal, to a court. You know, Nigerian politicians, when they are so boastful and proud, when they are caught, they will just form one illness. You know, I was watching the Equatorial Guinea man. They handcuffed his hands, chained him, and he was walking like this. As I was asking, where is his erection? Where is the erection? The thing is carrying below that is not born again, that is problematic to all men. Where is the thing will have shrunken inside? The mumu, that thing, terrible thing, it will have run inside. But before now, nothing will happen. It is that impunity that makes people misbehave. Boastful, proud. Proud. Being proud is when you rub your successes and your greatness on people's faces as if they do not matter. It's totally different from stating the obvious. I'm a medical doctor. You can't take it from me. I'm 65 years old and I might be older than you. You can't take it from me. That's the way it is. Proud. Abusive. Being abusive includes the following. 1, verbal abuse. Verbal abuse. Number 2, physical abuse. Number 3, sexual abuse. Number 4, psychological abuse. Number 5, political / economic abuse. We are being abused in this country. There was one time the price of cement was increasing every 3 hours. Today, the price of premium motor spirit, we are being abused with it. Today, people will borrow money to buy private jets, borrow money to renovate presidential palaces, borrow money to do whatever, drive in long convoys while they are telling us to sacrifice. That's an abuse of office, abuse of position, abuse of our intellect. You make us look stupid. And then one form of abuse is the abuse of power. In this country, Nigeria, there is an attempt to silence any discerning voice. Pastors do it. You just say something against them, they will bring police to arrest you. The court will pass one funny judgment. You just do anything that is contrary to the political desires of the political class, you are arrested. It's the abuse. Abuse, arrest children, abuse. Then you come out and set up a panel that will train policemen about handling children. Didn't you know that in the Constitution ever since, that children should not even be brought to the open court, that they cannot be held liable for some offenses? It's simple, it's in the law books all over the world. So, disobedient to parents. I run schools. I know what I am passing through. Children today, they don't care. And in societies like the United States, the UK, and other European countries, where the children come first, the mother comes next, the cat and the dog follows, the trees and the plants come next, then the husband is the last. There is no parental authority, no fatherly authority. As a result, children are growing wild, and they can say anything, they can do anything. When I was in Australia, African children that went from Liberia and Sierra Leone, even other countries as refugees to Australia, once they reach the age of 18 and they know they can collect money from the state government, the government for welfare, they will take their parents to court and make allegations, and then the court will tell them to stay on their own, and then they will be collecting money. You would disgrace your parents, falsely accuse your parents. One of the signs here is false accusers. So they are disobedient to parents, ungrateful. You will do something for somebody, he will pay you with wickedness. Many of you listening to me now, you have experienced it. You will do something for somebody, do good for people, they will pay you with wickedness. Nowadays, you do good at your own risk. I have friends, they say they don't care any longer. They don't care any longer, but that's not the best approach. We will still care, but we'll be careful. So slanderous. Somebody will just make a post to slander somebody, will just destroy somebody's name. Even we who are trying to bring some level of reformation to the body of Christ, we must be very careful so that it will not be that we are looking for I've always said this, I learned it from Dr. Charles Awuzie. We should not look for the weaknesses of men of God and their wives and their children. Rather, we should point out wickedness. We should point out wickedness. There are wicked things that we as men of God do that we can be called out. But in the process, let's not destroy the person outrightly. But you can call them out. And sometimes point out the good that they do if we see them. So, ungrateful, slanderous, unforgiving, unforgiving, and without self-control. The last video I did, I talked about self-control when I talked about the Equatorial Guinea thief. Self-control. Can't control their anger. Can't control their in somewhere near here, because of tickets people collect from markets. They shot somebody dead yesterday. In Benin City, cults are killing each other. Wicked people. Unforgiving. Brutal. You see the kind of brutality. When I was traveling in Germany, I would see people trekking at night with their dogs in trees all over the place. I will ask my son, so nothing will happen to these people? He said, no, but you can't try that in some places. In the north recently, another terrorist group has come up and went to shoot people in the mosque, carry cows, and most probably those people are Muslims too. Brutal, evil. You plan to blow up a plane, plan to blow up people during festival, even nations hit each other, hit people, hit civilians. Brutality. And sometimes we even hail them when they do that. Like the Ukraine-Russian war, I found out that even me, as I'm watching, if the side I'm supporting is dealing with the other one, I seem to have a sense of joy. It's human beings that are dying. It's people's husbands that are dying. It's people's brothers that are dying. It's people's sons that are dying. The death of another man, whether it's your enemy or not, should not give you joy. And so I stopped watching those videos. I just stopped. It is gradually calcifying and brutalizing my heart. I still want to have a sensitive heart. They are not lovers of God. They don't love God. But you see them in church because towards the end, he said they have a form of godliness. See them. One day I went to preach somewhere and they went for Holy Communion and they were coming back like people who cannot hurt a fly. They were just walking like a mortuary attendants. When they gave me the microphone, I said, when you went to take Holy Communion now, you are walking just as if you can't hurt a fly. And it is going to be repeated in several churches in Nigeria. Who then are the evil people in this country? Who take bribes? Who scuttle justice? Who does the evil in this country? We will see when we are doing praise and worship, you will see them like this, like this. I don't judge any person, but it is the same people that commit adultery. It is the same people that take bribes in offices. It is the same people that commit fornication. I've known choristers who sleep with each other. I've known musicians, pastors who sleep with other people's wives, sleep with other people's daughters. I've known pastors who run schools where they do exam malpractice. Who does the evil? We pretend. Is it Obi that said that we go to church but we are godless? It's just drama. It's like a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. They are treacherous. They are rash. When I see some of these men of God talk about giving, you are talking to people. Some of them more learned than you. Some of them know the Bible more than you. Rash. When I see comments that people make on posts, rash. Don't think. The lovers of pleasure. This one. And that's the problem I am trying to reconcile. You will see Nigerian youths. Somebody showed the birthday party of a Nigerian pastor, 46th birthday in London. And they were going with cars, dancing, spraying dollars. Dirty human beings from a dirty, backward country. You are going to somebody's cultured, neat, civilized country. And they're even investigating you for various crimes. And just 46, you are doing like this. You are spraying money, spraying another man's currency, spraying pounds from dirty Nigeria, dirty villages, dirty states. I was walking to my school yesterday. Refuse everywhere in the streets. What are we celebrating? What are we really celebrating? What is intoxicating the average Nigerian? You live in Lagos, you carry your mother to Dubai to do birthday party, and Lagos is dirty, noisy. You are going to the nation of another person that has labored to build it. Then you buy this big car, you buy that other big car, you carry one big chain on your neck that runs into millions, and you are saying there is unemployment in the country. Who will build the factories? At what age did your fathers build the companies that they built? Unnecessary lovers of pleasure. All around me here, you have hotels, noise. Sometimes I don't sleep until 1 a.m. I can't sue them because they are my friends. All over, noise. What? You drink a bottle of wine, Azu, 500,000, 400,000, and you come from a dirty community. All over the world, you see some parts of the US, you can't enter. Drug people in the streets, homeless, you are homeless, and you're a drug addict. All kinds of pleasures that they need. Gay people are one kind, baby oil are in one side. That's calmness. Even in church, the church music is as if we're in a disco hall. You will see different lights shining as if we're in a disco hall. The solemnity of the worship of God is not there. It's not that we shouldn't dance. Even the Jewish people dance. But they have a reason to dance. They can see why they are dancing. Huh? Lovers of pleasure. Today, people are treacherous. I get phone calls from the UK and the US. Somebody told me that I loved her too much. I made a mistake. I loved her too much. The woman that you have been married to for nearly 40 years will suddenly turn around with the children, with connivance of people, and drive you out of the house that you bought with her. Just change. When some of these men called me, most of them are in my age bracket, some are younger. I don't know what to counsel them. Men, in this generation, it is dangerous to overlove. Just be responsible. Be responsible. I've been in this business for 39 years. I don't do adultery. I've run joint businesses with my wife. Can I tell you this? But it got to a stage. I realized that I was the only one that has a different mother in the house. My children is the same mother they are the same mother with my wife. We have joint businesses, joint accounts, but I decided to secure my future, to guarantee my future, to be financially independent of these family businesses. When I went to Europe, I took money so that in case the children decided to mess up, I will have enough money to take care of myself and come back. And I started earning respect and even reverence in my home. Because by the time they found out that I was all engrossed with them, with my wife, with my children, one time I just got up and told them, look, if you tell me to leave this house, that I'm not your father, I didn't marry your mother, and your mother says I didn't marry her, in 10 years I will be richer than who I am now and more popular. That was when I decided to chart a course for myself. That was how this social media thing was born. That is how I amplified my real estate business. I started putting my future in my hand and being responsible. I started loving with my brain, not my heart. The Bible says, jealously guard your heart. Now, listen. We have a multi-million naira school in my wife's community. Doesn't bother me. She decides to take everything. I have a future that I've secured. Yesterday, I needed to sign a check to buy cement, buy things and that and that. And my lawyers was saying that, my wife asked for money when my young friends are around. That's how to intimidate me. But she said she defended me. Say he doesn't collect anything from the school. Doesn't collect anything from the school. So that's why I am appealing. I don't. As a man, don't let church preach you into stupidity. Don't let church preach you into stupidity. I started running marriage seminars before your pastor many years back. I've been in this business. Man, secure your future. Be responsible, absolutely responsible to your wife, to your children, to your community, to your environment, to your in-laws. But secure your future, because old age and betrayal, very painful. Very painful. Young man marrying now, guarantee your wife a future. Dr. Apoki Charles and Mrs. Felicia Apoki, let them be in the document. She knows that all that we own belong to two of us and the children. But I have a future different from what we did in the time past. Educate yourself. Get new qualifications. Set up businesses. Create ideas outside the joint family businesses. When I wanted to travel, then I gave her the checkbook. I said, sign money from here, sign so amount. Women must break boundaries. Know that. They will break boundaries from Eve, from Moses' mother, to Lot's wife, to Sarah. That thing you tell them, they will go beyond it. So she wrote a check of 400,000 and then gave the check, asked the girl, how much is, I told her to withdraw 400,000. She said, how much is left there? The girl told her the amount. Ah! But she knows now. She didn't cross the barrier. But she wanted to know more. But when I came back, I was telling her this morning, I said, since I came back, you have been treating me very carefully. Now you want to spoil now. I need to buy this, need to buy cement, do this, do this. But God help me. Outside these businesses that made her to be, I have that I give to her. Gave her financial orgasm. Don't look at me like that. So, man, it is dangerous to just love anyhow now. Imagine one man brought his camera. The woman was denying. Then he showed the woman the camera. I said, look at you. You were the only one that was video recorded 3 times. After I opened this for you, opened that for you. See her with her fake hair. Women, it's easy to guarantee your future. Just get a profession, get a skill. You have had children, you are working. Most men will not ask you for your money. So don't spend your money on frivolities. Save. Invest. In developed societies, invest in bonds, shares, mutual funds. Buy property with your husband. Because overseas, if anything happens, now you get them. You are in a better position. Don't spend your life bleaching, wearing wig, pumping your bum, pumping your breast. Old age is expensive and painful. Okay, this is a very difficult time to love, very dangerous time. Lovers of pleasure. Hey, if you must survive these times, discipline yourself. Show restraint in pleasure. These are the spirits of the last days. It's very dangerous nowadays to trust people. very dangerous to fall in love, very dangerous to hang your faith in an organization in the in the life of a man of God. Know God for yourself. See the Muslims in Gaza. Their leaders were living very expensive lives in Qatar, even in Gaza, in the tunnel, carrying expensive bags, have everything, and their people are dying. Don't let religion enslave you. I remain Dr. Charles Apoki. I have a seminar coming up on the 6th and on the 7th of December, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. The theme is maximizing your life, ministry, and finances. Learn that. I maximize my opportunities, I maximize my finances, maximize my ministry, and I'm living well in old age. Send the message to +234 8021219262. God bless you.